Appthority heard from its customers that there's a lot of noise in the market, especially around malware, and they really wanted to know what's noise and what's real. We started the enterprise mobile threat team to do just that. We look at the app ecosystem, how it's changed, how customers are using mobile or how employees might be leveraging mobile apps, and we try to see what are the new threats and how can they impact the corporation. Three things we found interesting from this report was that iOS is no longer immune to malware. We saw 4 different families in as many months enter the Apple iTunes App Store. We also saw that Android continues to be a little bit riskier than iOS, and in general, Android users have more apps on their device than iOS users, which might compound the problem. And finally, we saw that the more we focused into apps that are being used in the enterprise, we saw higher levels of risk. So the overall report, we looked at over 300,000 apps, and then we focused on the top 100,000 apps on enterprise devices. And finally, we focused on the top 150 apps used widely across all segments in the enterprise. And we found that those top 150 apps were actually the most risky in terms of data leakage and personally aggressive data collection practices. So we've been doing these threat reports for a few years now, and we've noticed a few differences overall. One, of course, is there's more malware and more dead apps, and those types of risks become more prevalent. But maybe more concerning is the amount of data that's being collected and sent overseas. A lot of our customers are based in the US or in Europe, and they worry about data across borders. But we saw a huge number of apps now that are collecting data and sending it to China, for example. So that's a new trend that we're keeping an eye on. There's a few things enterprise can do to try and lower mobile app risk, but first and foremost is we can't have a blind spot in mobile apps inside the enterprise any longer. We need automation to be able to tackle this problem. Manual whitelisting and blacklisting doesn't scale just with the sheer number of millions of apps out there and lots of updates for each app during the year. Leveraging a mobile app risk management solution helps an enterprise protect the investments they've already made to protect the device with MDM, and they add the application layer security provided by mobile app risk management to really complement and have a comprehensive mobile security strategy.